Thank you. Okay, so before we move on to our countywide offices, we are going to slot in a judicial candidate. We are a conservative women's caucus. Obviously, most of the people speaking tonight are Republicans, but there are nonpartisan positions on the ballot, and sometimes it can be hard to find out information about them. And so we wanted to take this opportunity to invite some nonpartisan candidates and to be able to hear from them, to hear their judicial philosophy, to hear their values, to hear why they're running and why they want this office. So we are excited tonight to welcome Kendra Robinson.
I'd like to first thank the Muskegon County Conservative Women for hosting this event. This is very nice, informational, and I thank you all for inviting me. My name is Kendra Robinson, and I'm a candidate for the probate court judge position here in Muskegon County. A little bit about myself, and people have ranted on their spouses, so I'm going to do the same. I have two of my children here with us this afternoon, but I'm a mother of three. I am a small business owner, I'm a youth leader, and I am married to a proud Big Red. A little bit about myself. I graduated from Western Michigan University with a political science degree and a criminal justice degree as well. During that time, I was granted part of my degree from the University of Cape Town in South Africa, where I lived for a year. During that time, I studied and I volunteered in the townships of South Africa who were oppressed for decades of the effects of apartheid. I worked with youth teaching English, and it was at that time that my heart grew for the service of other people, the needs of other people, and truly found my grasp with where I wanted to be in my life. I later attended Thomas & Cooley Law School, where I worked doing workman's comp, work for death suits, and personal injury. Following law school, I was an adjunct professor at Grand Rapids Community College, where I taught my exact major and minor, criminal justice and political science. I did that for about 3 to 4 years. I joined the public defender's office, which is where I am now, and I have to say early what a public defender is. I'm asked often, are you even practicing? Do you have to be an attorney? And for those who are in the field, you already feel like you know and everybody else should know. But to be a judge in our state, there are basically 2 requirements. One, that you are a licensed attorney in good standing, and that you have at least practiced for 5 years. So the answer is yes, you do have to be a licensed attorney to be a judge in this state. My first years of practice, I did neglect and abuse defense for children in the family courts and juvenile delinquency defense as well. And I went on a few years later to district court, where I have represented people all around our county in pretty much every single last charge of the misdemeanor offenses. Where I practice every single day now is in our felony 14th Circuit Court, which deals solely with felonies. I'm representing thousands of people around our county whose deprivation of freedom is at most at risk. Much of my job is not defending murderers and rapists, but it's finding alternative solutions for people who are absolutely seek freedom again. Much of my time has to deal with calling social workers, working closely with community mental health, and different alternative programs to help with substance and mental health. Many of my clients don't have a voice. They don't know the legal justice system, and I often see them again. I know, working in the justice system every single day, that as I talk to the prosecutors and work with the different programs and resources that Muskegon County has available, and there's a lot, ultimately the effect of justice won't come between these 2 parties, it comes from the judge. And I know it's very important that a judge hears what's going on in a court system, that they're patient, that they're allowing the justice system to work out with evidence and testimony. But I can tell you firsthand, being in the courts every single day for nearly 9.5 years, that is not consistently happening. Over the years, I've been made lucrative offers to practice in other places. other public defender's office, private practice, and even here in our own Muskegon Prosecuting Attorney's Office, twice. But I choose to stay as a public defender. I believe there's no better service to the people in our justice system than in the role that I serve every single day. I'm rewarded by representing those who never chose me, who couldn't financially afford me, but yet have a right, a constitutional right to be heard in the justice system. The work of a public defender isn't easy. It's hard work, it's long hours, and often there are days where, your client and you are not pleased. But I often re-encountered with those many encounters I have with my clients where I say, you know what, you represented me 2 or 3 years ago and I'm so happy. Not by necessarily the result of how you treated me. I am so happy you stood by me. I am so happy you thought that I had a chance. My heart and passion are for children and the youth. And I know our youth are the future. And it's for that very reason that in 2020, I started a program called the Aspiring Law Ladies. It's a mentoring program that I decided to kick off in the Muskegon High School for ladies who were interested in going into law. I had a struggle at that time. And when the program started out with 9 students 4 years ago, it's now 51. And we're holding it right here at Muskegon Community College. Our courts are problem-solving courts. Problems can't be resolved if judges refuse to listen. I will listen. I'm running because whether I like it or not, the law is what it is, and I must follow it. I'm running because as an advocate of the courts, I can never effect the same level of justice that the judge could. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm running today, right now, because I believe in democracy. I believe that people's voices matter. I know that no one in this room has ever had the opportunity to make a choice of this specific probate seat in the past 25 years. I believe that as time changes, so should our representation. I was once told by a now retired judge that the key to being a good judge is to enjoy serving people. I'm here to tell you, Muskegon County, that's exactly what I do. I enjoy serving, and if elected, I hope to continue to do so. Join me on the campaign.